Epictetus, a prominent figure in Stoic philosophy, once wisely remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." These words, simple in their expression, hold profound implications for the nature of our conversations. Stoicism, with its myriad teachings, serves as a guiding compass, directing us toward meaningful and balanced interactions. However, among its extensive lessons, there are nuances and subtleties that often remain in the shadow of more renowned principles. Today, we embark on a journey to uncover 7 less explored aspects of Stoicism that can provide valuable insights into our dialogues. Join us as we delve into these lesser discussed tenets, equipping ourselves with the knowledge to engage in the world with greater thoughtfulness and serenity. Before we dive into these topics, I kindly request you to like this video, which supports our mission of spreading Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any of our future content. Subject number 1, critiquing others. We've all found ourselves in situations, whether at a social gathering, during a casual coffee break, or in online chat groups, where conversations subtly shift from light banter to discussions about someone else's actions, choices, or character. The allure of gossip can be undeniably strong, but what do we genuinely achieve by engaging in it? At its core, this practice diverts our focus from our own personal growth journey and sows seeds of negativity in both our minds and the surrounding environment. Imagine, for instance, being at a family dinner where Aunt Martha's chronic lateness becomes the topic of the evening. Or recall those moments in the office pantry when colleagues gather to murmur about someone's attire that doesn't quite meet their standards. While these conversations may momentarily create a sense of camaraderie or superiority, they gradually erode the bonds of trust and companionship. Common misconception that discussing others' flaws makes us more vigilant about our own shortcoming. However, the reality is quite the opposite. Continuous fixation on external flaws can make us complacent about our own internal growth. Instead, if we redirect that energy toward understanding our own behaviors and attitudes, we stand to gain much more. Let us remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who once said in moments like these, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Isn't it more enriching to lead by example, demonstrating virtue through our actions and words? Choosing not to partake in gossip or needless criticism brings a certain serenity. The next time you find yourself in such a situation, consider guiding the conversation toward a more positive topic, or simply choose to listen without contributing. This not only preserves your own peace of mind, but also subtly encourages a more uplifting environment for everyone involved. In essence, by refraining from critiquing others, we are not merely avoiding negativity, we are actively choosing to nurture positivity, trust, and personal growth, both within ourselves and in our social circles. Subject number 2, personal finances. In our digital age, where a casual scroll through social media often exposes us to displays of affluence and meticulously curated success stories, the topic of personal wealth, or the absence thereof, has become a precarious conversation territory. On one side, there's subtle pressure to keep up with the lavish lifestyles of others, and on the other, a fear of being perceived as financially lacking. However, beneath these discussions and comparisons, there exists a turbulent undercurrent of emotions, envy, pride, insecurity, and at times, even despair. Picture this scenario. You find yourself at a gathering with friends, and the conversation turns to recent vacations. One friend shares tales of their luxurious, over-water villa stay in the Maldives, while another describes wandering the romantic streets of Paris. As you listen, you might feel a pang of inadequacy, either because you couldn't afford a vacation this year or because you chose to save your resources for other priorities. The immediate reaction might be to defensively justify your choices or, conversely, to share a past experience to level the playing field. Now consider an alternative scenario. You've recently received a substantial raise at work or made a profitable investment. During a dinner with friends, the topic shifts to finances, and it becomes tempting to mention your recent gains. Your intention might not be to brag, but rather to share your joy. However, as the words flow, you notice subtle shifts in body language, perhaps a friend's downcast eyes or another's polite yet distant smile. What was initially a light-hearted gathering takes on a different hue. Amidst these dynamics, it is invaluable to remember the teachings of Epictetus, who wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True wealth is not confined to material affluence. It encompasses a state of contentment. It's about understanding and appreciating what we have rather than perpetually yearning for what we lack. While sharing and celebrating success is wonderful, it's crucial to tread with sensitivity and awareness, ensuring that we are not unintentionally sowing seeds of inadequacy or discontent in ourselves or others. Conversely, feeling content with our financial status, regardless of societal standards, is an empowering stance. It liberates us from the emotional roller coaster of incessant comparisons. To cultivate a Stoic approach to wealth, it's worthwhile to reflect on your own relationship with money. Does discussing it bring you genuine joy, or does it stem from a desire for external validation? Recognizing this can guide our conversations toward more authentic and harmonious exchanges. After all, the most meaningful riches are not measured by the numbers in our bank accounts, but by the depth of our relationships, the quality of our character, and the tranquility of our souls. Subject number 3, lingering resentments. Carrying the weight of lingering resentments can be likened to hauling a heavy backpack on a long journey. The more we hold on to these grievances, the harder our journey through life becomes. It's a natural human inclination to remember wrongs committed against us, whether they are major betrayals or minor slights. However, constantly discussing or reliving these grievances not only intensifies the burden, but also prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment and the potential joys it offers. Consider this scenario. You have a childhood friend, Alice, with whom you've shared countless memories. However, one summer, due to a misunderstanding, she missed your eagerly anticipated birthday party. Years have passed since then, and you've had numerous happy occasions together. Still, every time you meet, the shadow of that missed party looms large. Instead of celebrating your present friendship and the shared bond, conversations often circle back to that one grievance, preventing the relationship from blossoming further. As we navigate these lingering resentments, recalling the words of Seneca can offer valuable perspective. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Instead of impulsively reacting to wrongs and cementing them in our memory, giving ourselves time to process and reflect allows us to approach the situation with a clearer, more balanced mind. Moreover, with time, many grievances that seemed monumental in the heat of the moment often lose their intensity. By continuously discussing past grievances, we inadvertently keep the emotional wounds fresh, preventing them from healing. It's not about forgetting or undermining one's feelings, but rather consciously choosing not to let past events dictate our present emotions and conversations. It's about recognizing the power and freedom in forgiveness, in letting go. When we release these grievances, we unburden our souls and open up space for more positive experiences and relationships to flourish. In essence, discussing past grievances can feel momentarily validating, but true growth and peace come from introspection, understanding, and ultimately releasing them. The past can be a teacher, but it shouldn't be the driver of our present journey. Subject number 4, excessive future predictions. The human mind, with its incredible imagination and analytical prowess, has always been captivated by the idea of predicting the future. From deciphering patterns in nature to seeking answers in the stars, our ancestors too have tried to unveil what lies ahead. Today, in our age of data and algorithms, this quest continues, albeit in different forms. However, while foresight and planning are commendable, obsessively trying to predict every twist and turn can become an exhausting and often anxiety-ridden endeavor. Let's step into the shoes of Maya, a young woman about to graduate from university. The possibilities for her future are vast, but so are the uncertainties. Every dinner conversation with her family turns into a speculation fest about job prospects, potential cities to move to, and the nature of the economy in the next 5 years. Her friends constantly discuss potential career paths, comparing prospects and probabilities. The result? Maya feels an overwhelming pressure and anxiety stemming not from the present, but from the myriad unpredictable futures. Uncertainty and anxiety rise. It's worth pondering Seneca's observation: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While it's practical and even wise to be informed and prepared, constantly discussing and speculating about an uncertain future can magnify imagined challenges, turning them into looming threats. More often than not, many of these predicted scenarios never come to pass, or if they do, they're rarely as daunting as our minds had amplified them to be. What Stoicism teaches us here is the value of embracing the present moment. Instead of getting lost in the maze of what-ifs, it's about grounding ourselves in what is. While we can't control every facet of the future, we can control our actions and responses in the present. By reducing the time spent on endless speculations, we can redirect our energies toward actionable, meaningful steps that align with our values and goals. While discussing potential futures can be enlightening, the true beauty of life lies not in predicting every sunset and sunrise, but in marveling at the hues of the present moment. It's about being confident in our ability to adapt and thrive. Subject number 5, trivial controversies. The magnetic pull of controversy is deeply woven into the fabric of our social interactions. It caters to our innate curiosity and desire for connection, even if it's over topics that might seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Such controversies might appear harmless at first glance, yet their insidious nature lies in their ability to consume our mental bandwidth and divert our focus from matters of genuine substance. Consider Jenna, an ambitious young writer. On a bright Sunday morning, with a fresh cup of coffee in hand, she settles down to pen a few chapters of her novel. However, a buzzing notification draws her attention to a trending topic on social media, a debate over a celebrity's new hairstyle. She reads a comment, then another, formulates a reply, and soon finds herself descending down a rabbit hole of opinions and counter-opinions. Hours later, The page she intended to fill with her creativity remains blank, and her initial enthusiasm is a distant memory. Now extrapolating from Jenna's experience, it's easy to see the broader implications. These minor distractions, if allowed to persist, can accumulate and morph into significant obstacles in our personal and professional lives. They shift our conversations, dominate our free time, and, more worryingly, begin to shape our self-worth and perception based on fleeting, often shallow metrics. The wisdom of Epictetus offers guidance in such scenarios. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This sentiment reminds us that, while we cannot always control the influx of controversies in our environment, we hold the reins when it comes to our engagement. By consciously choosing where we direct our attention, we reclaim our mental space, ensuring that it's reserved for endeavors that align with our aspirations and values. But how do we cultivate this discernment? It starts with self-awareness. By regularly evaluating our motivations behind participating in a controversy, we can discern whether it's out of genuine interest or mere habit. It's also beneficial to curate our information sources, ensuring that what we consume aligns with our goals and values. To immerse oneself in the vast ocean of controversies is a choice. Yet, with awareness and intention, we can sail these waters, anchoring ourselves in discussions of depth and substance, and steering clear of the ephemeral whirlpools that seek to draw us in. The journey towards discernment is continuous, but with each conscious decision, we move closer to a life of purpose, undeterred by the fleeting storms of petty controversies. Subject number 6. Empty displays of knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble endeavor, yet it can sometimes lead us astray when the intent behind it shifts from personal growth to mere showmanship. Flaunting knowledge without genuine purpose is akin to hoarding treasures in a chest and displaying them for fleeting admiration, rather than using them to enrich one's life or the lives of others. Consider the case of Arya, a passionate reader who always had a book in hand. Over time, her love for learning gave her a vast reservoir of knowledge on diverse topics. However, as she began to receive admiration for her intellect, a subtle change occurred. Instead of sharing knowledge to enlighten or assist others, her conversations started taking on a different tone. Whenever discussions arose, Arya would interject with obscure facts, often derailing the conversation's flow or overshadowing others' contributions. Instead of fostering connections and understanding, her interactions began to create distance and subtle alienation among her peers. While it's commendable to be well-informed and knowledgeable, the essence of acquiring wisdom is not just in its accumulation, but in its apt application. Knowledge, when used as a tool for vanity, can become isolating. It can transform from a bridge that connects people to a wall that distances them. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." In the context of our discussion, this could be interpreted as enjoying the process of learning and sharing knowledge genuinely, without the anxiety of constantly proving oneself or seeking validation. A genuine display of knowledge is not in reciting facts, but in applying them meaningfully, in aiding understanding, in fostering connections, and in using what we know to uplift ourselves and others. It's about knowing when to speak, what to share, and how to communicate, ensuring that the essence of the message is not lost in the clamor for recognition. In our journey of continuous learning, it's crucial to frequently introspect and evaluate our intentions. Are we seeking knowledge to grow, or are we seeking it to glow? By aligning our quest for knowledge with the genuine intention of personal growth and positive contribution, we can ensure that our wisdom becomes a beacon of light for ourselves and those around us, rather than a mere decorative lamp admired but not illuminating. Subject number 7. Excessive self-criticism. In an era where perfection is often celebrated, it's common for many of us to hold ourselves to incredibly high standards. While aiming for excellence can drive progress, incessantly critiquing every action and thought can become counterproductive. Imagine tirelessly preparing for an important presentation or project, only to constantly belittle your efforts, second-guess every choice, or worry about each word you'd say. Instead of focusing on delivering with confidence, you're entangled in a web of over-analysis, where the fear of perceived inadequacy overshadows genuine effort. This relentless, internal scrutiny, instead of acting as a motivator, can become a deterrent. It can hinder spontaneity, reduce creativity, and even impact overall well-being. The excitement of starting a new endeavor or the joy of completing a task can quickly be clouded by the persistent voice that asks, "Was it good enough?" Embedded within this challenge is a Stoic reflection by Marcus Aurelius. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. If our thoughts are perpetually critical, our reality mirrors that negativity. But if we can manage to harness our thoughts, we have the power to reshape our reality. Breaking free from this cycle of self-criticism involves recognizing and challenging these self-deprecating thoughts. It's about understanding the difference between wanting to improve and unnecessarily pulling oneself down. It might help to consider whether you would subject a friend to the same level of criticism you apply to yourself. Often, we are our own harshest critics, fostering a mindset of growth, where mistakes are seen as stepping stones and not stumbling blocks, can pave the way for healthier self-assessment. By celebrating small victories and understanding that the path to success is often non-linear, we can navigate our journey with a balanced perspective, embracing both our strengths and areas of improvement. In essence, while self-awareness is a valuable asset, obsessive self-criticism can be a formidable obstacle. By cultivating a mindset of growth, compassion, and understanding, we can achieve a harmonious balance that fuels progress without compromising well-being on our life's journey. Self-reflection. Understanding the nature of our conversations, both internal and external, can significantly shape our experiences and perceptions. As we've explored today, there are subjects that, when excessively pondered, can distort our vision and hinder our personal growth. I encourage all of you to take a moment for introspection and assess the narratives you often find yourself immersed in. Are there themes to which you are assigning undue importance? Are there past moments or regrets that have outlived their relevance? Please share your insights and reflections in the comments section below. Your experiences might resonate with someone else, and together we can cultivate a community focused on growth, understanding, and mutual support. Let's embark on this transformative journey hand in hand, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening journey. And until our next philosophical exploration, may you always walk the less traveled path, the Stoic way.